Yes. Mm, yeah. As promised, we have fresh brewed coffee
Wow.
available downstairs. If folks want to be in person, come to 002 Trent Hall.
Thank you, Joao.
Thank you, Ashley, for making that happen as well.
You made it happen, man.
Wow. Sharing is caring. I don't know. Okay. So we should be ready to get started. Nathan, you can start and see if you can share your screen. I think we have the live stream already working. So today we're gonna have the second session on the Spatial Analysis 101. Last week, if you remember, Nathan gave us a brief introduction on cartography and some geography concepts that were mind-boggling to most of us. So without further ado, take it away, Nathan. Thank you for setting this up.
Thank you. It's good to be back here, and I'll be coming back like for 4 weeks more. But today especially, it's a great day for me, so I'm really excited to give this to conduct this section. So without further ado, today we're gonna talk about QGIS or Quantum GIS. That is the name of the most famous free software for working with geographic and spatial analysis. QuantumGIS is a open code free platform, free software that we use to conduct the analysis that we do. And it's very simple, and it has a lot of plugins and extensions that we can use that allows us to do different analysis. But at the same time, it's not the best to conduct the most elaborate or complicated analysis. We should use other associated softwares. But for the most simple part, or the descriptives and mapping that we're going to talk about a little bit later today, it's really one of the best. It's free, so it's easy to use. It's friendly user. So let's talk about a little bit of this. How you download it. The first thing is, of course, you need to open the QuantumGIS page, which is qgis.org. And then you're going to get to this page. And you can see that there's a lot of things that you can do. And since it's free, there's a donate button here. So you can donate if you want. It's useful. I never donated because it's in dollars and the conversion is too big. But it's useful to donate sometimes. Anyway, to download it, you go to download, and it's always ask for, it's $9. It's in euros, which is worse for conversion. And you can just keep it and go to download, which is okay. And then you go to this page, and you're gonna see that there's 4 different buttons here for downloading. So you're gonna need, first of all, choose which system you're using. So it's Windows, it's Mac, it's Linux, BSD, or container images. You can also have for mobile and tablet, source code, or example data sets. There's a lot of things that you can download here in this page. I'm gonna go with Windows, of course. And it gets 3 different options here: the online, the long-term release, and the latest release. So what's the difference between all of those? The online version is the most useful way for you to when you want to do something that is in a group. So you're working together, multiple persons, and it's useful because it's in a cloud, it's online. it's not the best if you want to work on huge maps or if you want to save it to your computer, but it's useful. Not my favorite. Then you have long-term release and the latest release. What's the difference? The long-term release is the one that it's the more stable. So you have software that it's unlikely to bug and unlikely to get any type of malfunctioning because of software updating. So the long-term release is the best if you're initiating and you don't know how to use it and you don't want bugs or any malfunctioning. In my case, I usually go for the latest release, which in this case is 4.0. The latest release is the most updated and the most useful version because it comprises all the information that we want, and also there's also more tools available. But of course, it can have some bugs, and it's not the most friendly, useful software for you that is starting it. Anyway, you can choose which one is best for you. What I just suggest is for this section, I downloaded the latest release 4.0. The long-term release will do just fine if you want, but just make sure that once in a while you keep it updated because sometimes you have difficulties if you stay with the long-term release for too long because they will update the long-term release as well. It's not the most, um, it can be a little bit heavy. So let's download it again. So I already have it here, as you can see, but I'm downloading again. So it's 1.2 gigabytes, which is quite big because it's a really, really useful and um, huge software. Mapping softwares are always this big. So if your computer is like old or you don't have like a good RAM memory, then I should advise you to update it because it can be a little overwhelming for the computer if you don't have like at least um, 8 gigabytes. I would say 12 it's good, 16 it's the optimal for starting, but 8 can be fine. You'll be fine. You can do the most basic. You won't be able to do a lot, but you'll be good to start and get notions of mapping. So as you download it, it can be a little bit, I'm not gonna finish here because that's a lot for the space. I'm gonna go and just open the one that I already have downloaded and installed. The installing can be a little bit time consuming, but it's fine. And opening, you can see that this is a very early adopter and they always have a name. So this one is, I don't know if it's pronouncing right, but Norpkin. Norpin. And they always have like a name that is related to a geographic site in the world. So when you open it, it opens like this. It already starts with an untitled project. They always have the latest news here. Templates, you can start with OpenStreetMap base map, or you can start blank. So you can see here that it's already a datum here established. So WGS84, which is the global one from what we learned in the last session. And you can see here in the OpenStreetMap that you have the pseudo-Mercator, which is, of course, a coordinated system. I'm going to start with blank because it's easier. When you start it, it won't look like this because I already changed some things that I prefer, but I'm going to show you how you can do that. So as you can see here, there's a toolbar on my left. there's layers, and then there's statistics, and it's all movable, and you can adapt and change, and you can do a lot of things here. So this is the QGIS. You can see that it's very clean. There's a lot of things, but there's also much space to understand what is happening here. So let's go step by step. The first thing here is project. You can always start a new one, a new from template, open, save, properties, yada yada. Editing, which is undo, redo, cut features, copy features, paste. We're gonna talk a little bit more of that further. The view, so this one is where we tend to change our viewing. So for panels, you usually start with browser and layers, and you don't have statistics, so we start like this. I don't like browser that much. It doesn't help me that much, but there's always someone that uses, so it's interesting to show. And you can see here there's a lot of things. So you have my folder here from Google Drive. You have GeoPacket, Spatialite, Stack, Oracle, Cloud, Sensor. So there's a lot of things here that we can browse on our files or on our layers. But I personally don't like it, so I tend to close it. And then we have layers, which is where all the maps gonna stay and all the files and all the layers. Um, and you're gonna see that there's a lot of things that we can do here, but I'm gonna show you in a minute. Those things here are toolbars. They usually start like this. And this one, usually you don't see it when you open it. I do prefer using this on my side. So I come here in view, toolbars, and then data source. Oh, no, it's not data source. No, I'm lost. I was sure it was. Is it attributes? There's a lot of things. I don't remember it all. I just changed it and I just forgot it. Manage layers toolbar. Yes, I knew it. So you can just go here and say, okay, I'm gonna do manage layers toolbars. Why this is important? This one allows you to add vector layers, to add delimited text layers, so Excel files. There's a lot of things here that you can do. So raster layer, mesh layer, spatial layer, virtual layer. So there's a lot of things. And then I tend to put this here, so it's fuller here. So this is the first thing that we're gonna do, is change to a way that is easier for us to see. Of course, you don't need to put exactly like me. I'm just showing you how to do that. So for layers, you can data source manager, you can add a layer, you can create a layer, you can use a georeferencer, you can show all in overview, you can whatever. There's a lot of settings, so you can change your language here, you can change what is the standard. So for this session, I changed to American English. Usually I would use in Portuguese. I can change the numbers, date, and currency formats. I can show group separator. I can do a lot of things here for fonts that I can add here, colors, the standard colors, variables that I want to express here. There's a lot of things to see. One that I want to show you is let me see where it is. It's the system. Yes, so CRS and transforms. So this one is where we're gonna start using the geographic and geographic information that we learned last session. So you can see here that whenever a new project is created, I don't have yet a CRS, so a coordinator reference system. So I can use it from the first layer added, or I can use a default. For default, you can have a lot of different ones. This one is WGS 84, but of course you can change it. And I'm going to show you how many we have. So here you can select CRS. And let me see if I can maximize it. Yes. So I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about when I say that datum is important. Let me just say this a little bit. So this is the predefined CRS. And you can see here there's WGS84, and it's for the whole road. You can ask, Ashley.
Are we on mute? Can you hear me?
Yes.
And all of these things that you're choosing and looking at these options within, these are all loaded in the generic software. You didn't have to
Yes.
upload different ones. Okay,
No.
cool.
Generic. It's everything in it. It's
Okay.
basic.
Very cool.
Yeah. So all of this are, and I didn't download anything else, just the software itself.
Cool.
So as you can see here, that WGS go for the whole world. So all the countries are included, or all the continents are included. But you can see here that there's a lot more, a lot more, a lot more. There's like just too many. So I'll go for the one that Brazil uses, and you can see how it changes. So this one goes for the whole world, but for SIGUS 2000 is
Oh,
specifically for South America or for Latin America and a little bit of Florida.
that's
So
fine.
it changes the way we perceive and understand the map. That's why we tend to choose the ones that are closer to us. Because between, if I'm working with Brazil, it's easier to work with this one than with the global one, because this is more closer to me. I can always go, of course, to a lot of different ones. I just click it. So this one is specifically for, I think it's Denmark, something like that, or Netherlands, something like that. Let me show you the ones that is for the United States. So this is the basic one that we use for the United States. So it's NAD. The 27 is a little bit old, usually using the 83 right now. So it goes for the whole North America, as you can see here, and a little bit of Russia, just because it's easier for us to comprise Alaska this way. So this one changes the way we see it, and it's easier to work with United States using this one. There's a lot of different ones. Literally, there's like maybe 1,000 different ones, and you can just choose which one is best for you, and it's going to change to what is closer to you, what it's easier to change. So I just wanted to show you that we can choose a lot of different ones. So this one, for example, it doesn't, you don't see anything because it's sphere, it's ocentric, so it's the whole Earth. It's not just like the countries. And you can have like Egypt, so it's just Egypt, and you have the 1907, 1930. You can have a lot of different ones. I'm just gonna cancel because I don't want to change. I want to stick with label WGS 84. And then I'm gonna go ahead and jump to what is more useful for us. So we're gonna download two different maps to work with this. So maps are useful in a lot of different things, but their files are not just one file. We need 3 to 5 or 7 files to comprise a whole map. Let me show you what I mean. So I have here the US Census Bureau and the Brazilian, if this allows me to. Yeah. The Brazilian Institute of Geographic and Statistics. I changed it to English so it's easier to understand. And we can download the map files. So let's start with the United States. So you have here data and maps. You have a lot of different things. So Census Academy, data tools. I want mapping files. In the mapping files, we have here shape files, which is the most common and useful. You have KML, which is the one that Google uses, especially for Google Maps and Google Earth. And file geodatabase that is specifically, it was specifically created for ArcGIS, which is another software that we're going to see in the following sessions. So shape files are the ones that is more useful and usually the ones that is easier to work with. I'm gonna download some shape files from United States. We have a lot of different things here. So it goes by year. I can have all of these. So I have the state legislative block equivalency files, the 2024, 2014, 2016. I have a lot of different things. Cartography boundary files, it's the ones that are going to show the boundaries of states, counties, or whatever that we want to. So we have 2018 is the most recent. So nation-based files, American Indian, Alaska Native areas, Hawaiian homelands. We have by county. We have county within congressional districts, divisions. We have a lot of different things. I'm going to go for states because I think it's more useful. And it's a zip file. And why is it a zip file? Let me show you. I'm going to open it and you can see here there are 7 different files. Which one do I extract? Which one do I use? All of them together. You cannot separate them because if you do, you can end up messing with the map and it's not going to work anymore. Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you go back to the website as well, we probably have different resolutions.
Yes.
So 500K, is that kilometers, you think?
Yes.
And then 5 meters, 20 meters, I guess.
Yes. So, which is like you can zoom in for 20 meters, 5 meters, and 5 kilometers, 500 kilometers, which is like really, oh, no, I think it's not meters and kilometers because United States don't use it. It's megabytes and kbytes.
Hmm.
Big, yeah.
Because it's then bigger because you can see that here is less than 1 megabyte and then this one is 2.2, so it's bigger.
Okay.
So resolution, yeah. So you can zoom in very closely, I think. I'm not sure. Usually this one is for the United States, they use this. It's not one that I'm most familiar with. But I know that the resolution here is as you increase it and you put like 500K, it's bigger for you to see.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go back to the file. So here you have 7 different files. And you have like 3 KB, 7 KB, 1 KB. And then you have 3000, so it's 3 megabytes. This one is the map. This one is a shape file. So the file .shp is the shape file. But you need all of those to create the map. So first things first, let me extract this. I'm gonna change the name. I'm gonna put US states. Try not to use spaces, symbols, anything on the file names because it can ruin the shape, ruin the file. So here we have it. What we do, we don't need to do anything here. I'm just gonna close and I'm gonna go to my Quantum GIS and then I'm gonna add a vector layer. So I want it from the file. So I have a file that I want to import. I'm gonna go here. So downloads, US states, and you can see here that I can open all of those, but I'm gonna choose specifically shapefile. So as you can see, it already got some options from encoding. So these are the variables that are within the shapefile. So we're gonna add, and then we're gonna close. And you can see here that I have all the states in the United States, including, of course, Alaska and Hawaii, and this one that is Puerto Rico, I think. So
Think
with this, sorry?
we just missed the time. We think so. Yeah, that's probably Puerto Rico.
Yeah. So yeah, and then with this file, which we call a shapefile, we can transform, we can do a lot of different things. But to see what's inside this map, we usually go here. So this one is attribute table. So it's a table that has all the data within the map. This one, I'm gonna let you speak in a minute, Ashley. This one specifically is let me open this again. Downloads, US states. It's the DBF. So DBF is a compressed file that organizes data into tables. So if you exclude this DBF, the map won't open because this table will not exist. So this is why we need all those files. Each one is for one different thing. And the most useful ones, the two that are most useful are the shapefile, so SHP, and then the tables, DBF. You can ask Ashley or just comment, whatever.
Yeah, thanks. Two questions. One, for this DBF, I'm wondering if there's a dictionary, metadata, some labels that describe these things, because for example, in this table, I can assume what some of these things mean, like the last two columns. I'm guessing that's land area and water area for each state, which is a row, but is there something that defines what each of these columns mean? I imagine some of these databases have a lot more columns potentially.
Yes. So they can have,
Uh-huh,
but whenever you download it from like the Bureau Census or
uh-huh.
Census Bureau, they won't. Just
Oh.
because some people using this, they already know.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like I said, it's pretty basic. Okay. And then
Pretty
my other
basic. Yeah.
question is, for these shape files, you set your CRS and then you imported this shape file. Is there any compatibility issues between shape files and QRS, or can you combine any
There's a
QRS
little bit
with
of,
shape?
yeah. So let me show you here. I'm gonna go with properties. So information. So here you can see the information from provider,
Mhm.
which is an ASRI shape file. There's the encoding, and then there's the coordinate reference system. And this one uses NAD83, as you can see.
So we should be using that one too, basically.
Yeah,
Like, will it give you an error or something if you don't, or it just won't line up, I wonder?
yeah, let me show you what happens. So if I click here, this is the current TRS.
Uh-huh.
It's showing this. Why did I choose this? Because whenever I wanted, put in some, oh, it's the other one. I'm showing you in a minute. I said that whenever the first file is included, the software will use the CRS from the file. So the file already has the CRS. So the software like see which CRS we're using and then adapt to that.
Okay.
We can change it, of course. And then I'm gonna put here WGS 84. and then I'm gonna apply it. And then there's a transformation, as you can see here. And then I'm gonna tell us the accuracy from each of these. There's a lot of different things. So they're gonna convert from one to the other. I'm gonna just say, okay. Nothing happened, as you can see here, but it changed it to double GS. So it's saying to me that, okay, the map that I'm seeing is this one in purple, but the one that I'm using here is the double GS. But let me say that I'm gonna go with Sirgus.
Mhm.
Now, as you can see, cannot use preferred transform between those two. Why
Cool.
can't I use it? Because Sirgus does not contain the United States. So it will allow me to do whenever I want. It's in Sirgus 2000, but the map can end up being a little bit distorted and will not represent well what we want.
Cool.
So one thing that I like here is that you have the recently used, so you don't lose track the one that you're using. Unfortunately, I don't have here because I didn't choose it, the basic one. So let's go for 83, which is the one that we started with. So here we have it. I'm going to open the attribute table, and I don't want Alaska because Alaska is not something that we want to work. I want to work with the mainland. So Alaska here, when I click it, here it's in a different color because it's selected. So let me show you and put this here. So it's selected. And I'm gonna delete it. And why? Because I don't want it. So I'm gonna in toggle editing mode, and you can see here that it's really selected, and I'm just gonna delete selection feature. Now it's gone. I don't have it anymore. And you can see here that I'm sorting by name and there's no Alaska anymore. Can I undo it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
And I say sometimes because sometimes it allows us to do and sometimes it doesn't, which is part of the software. But in this way, in this case, yes, it allowed us because I didn't save it. But I can, let me do it again. I'm gonna delete Alaska. I'm gonna delete American Samoa. I'm gonna delete Hawaii. And I'm gonna delete Puerto Rico. Yes. So I'm deleting these 4 features. There's something left here, which I don't know what it is. American geography is not my best. Virgin Islands, probably. Yeah. So this is the Virgin Islands. Okay, so I have the mainland now. I don't have all the other features. And I'm going to go ahead and save it. And then I'm going to exit. Now I'm trying to undo and it won't allow me.
Oh.
So I
And
don't have
you,
it anymore. I have to download it again to have it.
when you save the file now, Nathan, does it overwrite the original shape file?
Yes,
Okay.
it
Okay.
overwrites. So you can see here that it decreases the size of the
Uh-huh.
shapefile
I see.
because I deleted some part of it. So it's smaller.
Mhm.
Going back to the attribute table, here we have it. and I can create different variables. I can create different information. I can aggregate different files together. There's a lot of things that we can do. In this case, I'm not going to use the American one because I don't have any data that is useful for us to show it. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to the Brazilian one, if you allow me. So I don't want this anymore. I can just click here so it won't show, or I can like just remove it. I'm just going to click here, and then I'm going to download in the Brazilian one the shapefile. So in the Brazilian one, we go to Geosciences, Downloads. There's a lot of different things. Unfortunately, are all in Portuguese. So this is territory organization, I think. And then we have territorial, I'm not sure how to say this, but
Transport types?
Mm-mm.
malhas, I don't know how to translate it. So it's like more the territory files. Let's put it this way. And then we have the municipalities. And you can see it's year again. I'm gonna go with 2024. I want Brazil, and I want the states of Brazil. And it's loading and loading. Anytime now. Sometimes it's a little bit slower, which is fine. We also need to check if we want the states, if we want the whole country, if we want regions, and if we want like municipalities. It's probably gonna take a while. Sometimes they're gonna do some server things. So I'm gonna open one that I already have. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna use, let me see, this one. So these are the municipalities for 2021. You can see there's the same file types. The one that is bigger, it's of course the shapefile, but we also have the DBF being a lot bigger than the one that we use for the United States. So I'm gonna open this one, and then I'm gonna add, and then I'm gonna close it. And you can see that it didn't show me because I was using, and I'm still using, NAD83. So it showed me like this because Brazil is not included in NAD83. So now I'm gonna change it to Circas 2000, and I'm gonna wait. Yeah, and then it's gonna show me the whole country. So here are our division for municipalities, and you can see that there's a lot. So especially the smaller ones here in the south and southeast and northeast. Here you have the Amazon forest. So it's a lot of bigger cities, which most of them are not dense. And these ones are the denser, more dense um, cities. So I'm going to show you the attribute table, and you can see that it's very similar to the US with a little bit of differences because here we have the municipality code, the name of the city, and the state. How can I say this acronym?
Yeah, or abbreviation.
Abbreviation, and then the area in square kilometers, as you can see here. So I can select, I can look for it here. So zoom map to the selected rows. I can filter. I'm gonna go for my city. that I already know the code for.
I'm gonna give a quick hint here as well. The municipality code that we see there is the standard municipality code we see in all of the data systems for health data as well. So like if you wanna tie municipality data with mortality by snake bites or whatever, you're gonna be using that code. So
Yes,
just a
but
hint
there's
for
a
folks
trick. There's a trick on that.
there's an
So
extra character for some reason.
yeah, so this one is the one for my city, and you can see here this is very, very small compared to the size of other municipalities. So it takes a while to load because there's a lot of different files being together. So you can see that here we have around 5,500 municipalities, and which one is a different file that is comprised together. So each municipality has a code, but when you're putting together and combining, linking to the Ministry of Health data, it's not the exact same code because here we have 7 digits or 7 numbers, and the Ministry of Health uses 6. How do we change that? Why do they do this differently? The problem here is this one in Brazil specifically. So you can see here that Brasilia is the only one that starts with 53. So it starts with the code of the state. But Brasilia is just one municipality from the district, the federal district. But once you change it, it will allow us to use the whole district as one, which is like the basics. Is the same for Washington, D.C. So what we do, we need 6. So we go to Open Field Calculator, and this help us to do whatever you want. So we can create a new field or update an existing field. For this one, I'm going to create a new field, and I'm going to call it source code. I usually tend to call it code IBGE, which is IBGE code, so the code for the municipality with 6. But since we're talking about SUS data, I'm going to call it SUS code. I have here different types of fields. So for this one, I want text because it's a string, and I want 6 characters. And here I want the same CD moon, but only with 6. So what I do is that I go here for fields and values, and I have the CD code, and I just want to confirm it's 6 here. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to okay. For some reason, it didn't work. Let me try again. Oh, I know it didn't work because I was selecting this one. I forgot it. So as you can see here, it lost the last digit. So we want this to be 6. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. I'm unselecting all of the municipalities or whatever, and then I'm going to create it again. And you can see that it entered in editing mode automatically. So source code tend to use all in capital letters or all in small letters. Don't try to combine them unless you do that a lot and you already know what you're doing. If you're starting with it, then it's easier to use like all capital letters or all small letters. I don't know how to say this.
Lowercase.
Lowercase, yes. So for fields and values, I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna do the same thing again. And now we have it. So it's 6. And why is it 6 so important? I'm not downloading this. I'm not downloading this too. Because the SUS data has 6. So let me put here a file that we can combine. So to put on a file, we want a delimited text layer. So CSV.
Mhm.
Excel allows us to create a CSV. We won't be using XSLS. I think that's what it's called, the Excel file, because it won't allow us. It's not useful. It's a different type of file that it's not useful for GIS. So we use CSV. So it's comma separate values. I'm gonna browse. I have data here for, let me see. No. Scorpion. No. I'm gonna find it.
Hmm.
I know I will. Okay, so here. Let me see. No, this one won't work. Nigeria. No, 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 no. It's important to this one maybe. Oh, yeah. So as you can see here, it gave me a preview. So I use the SS shape, which goes for scorpion stings. And it's all in like different things that we don't want. Because my computer is Brazilian, so we use semicolons, not columns. So I'm gonna custom delimiters, and I'm gonna go with semicolon.
Mhm.
And now we have everything.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna geometry definition. Oh, yeah. So it will ask for geometry, but I don't need it because I don't want the geometry. So no geometry.
Mm.
And then I'm adding. So I can open the attribute table, and now we have it. And you can see here there's a lot of different tables, a lot of different variables. So there's cities, ID municipality, X 2008, X 2009, like a lot of different things, prevalence, mortality, lethality. I have false and true. I can have a lot of different things. But the most important one is this one, code IBGE, because it's the same code that we created and we're going to use to link those together. So let's link it. How we do is I'm going to click with the right button of the mouse, and then I'm going to, in properties, and then I'm join. On joining, what you want to do is choose which which layer you want to join. So it's SS shape, and I want QGIS with source code. And I want to custom field name prefix, because if you don't do this, it will put this prefix in all of the fields, and sometimes you're going to lose some data. So I'm going to delete it. I'm going to OK this. Now we have it. We can, of course, change it if we want. So we can just like undo or do anything. And then I can choose which fields to join. I'm gonna select just, let me see, the prevalence and the mortality, because I don't want anything else. So now, okay, it's loading a little bit.
Wow.
Mhm.
So it's linking. That's why it's taking a little bit longer to load.
While it's loading as well, just to highlight again, so why we do this, like this merge, and it's going to be essential for you to do analysis, is that usually the maps only come with the geography information, only with the coordinates, and then appending the health information for your population, for your municipality, for a country, usually does not come with geography information. So
Yes.
you use some sort of ID, either the name of the municipality, the name of the state, or the actual code, like Nathan was showing us, to be able to aggregate data and then do your analysis.
Yes, exactly. So let me show you how is the attribute table now. You can see that it was a success, so I have down prevalence and mortality.
Are we recording this?
Mhm.
Okay.
See? I have one problem. Prevalence here is it's a text, because the software is assuming that the comma here is not a decimal delimiter, is a string part. How do I know this? It's closer to the left. So if it's closer to the left, usually it's a text, and if it's closer to the right, it's a number.
The
Like
alignment.
mortality is on the right, but
Mortality
the
is,
cities are on the left because those are text.
yes. So
Yeah.
you can see here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 municipalities have mortality. So what we're gonna do now in this last 2 minutes that I have is I'm gonna show you real quickly what we usually tend to do when we have this type of data. I'm not gonna show you today how to change this one. So how to change that commas are separate delimiters. So it's decimal delimiters. I'm just gonna show you how to show this in a map. So properties, symbology. Here we can change how we see it. And real quickly, I'm just go for graduated
Mm.
mortality. You see that only those two there are numbers are shown here.
Mm.
So mortality.
Cool.
And I can see that I want to quantiles or janks or equal intervals. I'm gonna go with quantiles and I'm gonna classify. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3. Because there's all zeros except for 1 for 7. I can choose last classes. So I want 2 classes.
Yeah.
And I don't want this color because it's really
Okay.
boring. So I want Inferno. And I'm gonna invert. And I'm gonna apply. And I'm gonna okay it.
Nice.
And then we just wait. But you can see already that it's showing me in black which municipalities have deaths and which doesn't. And you can see here on the side that we have here the legend, or yeah, the legend. It's not useful, these colors, because the municipalities, the limitations are shown. So what I want to do here is I'm gonna change the symbol here, and I don't want stroke line.
Hmm. Nice.
Cleaner, easier. Now I see all the municipalities. And it's easier for me to see which municipalities have or not deaths. So I'm on cap time. I'm gonna stop talking right now, but we can continue next week on how to increase the informations that we want in a map and how to perform a more sophisticated analysis. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a lot of questions, but it's very interesting how these maps work.
Yeah.
And just a question is, so first of all, I need to download the map, and
Yes,
after that, I put the variables.
exactly.
So for the table of variables, I need to clean first.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have a
Mhm.
lot of processes here. So you have
Mhm.
downloading the shapefile and then downloading the data you want to use. So let's say SUS data. And then
Mhm.
after that, you have to clean it, to make sure that you have the codes, you make sure that you have all the variables you want, and then you import it to the software, and then you combine it, and then you perform the actual analysis. So it's a lot of processes. They can be kind of boring and sometimes kind of stressful, depending on how many data you have, but it's very, very easy.
Great job. It's amazing.
Thank you.
And good luck with your presentation.
Oh, thank you. My PhD defense is today, so I'm chill. I'm very chill. As you can see, I'm eating cereal.
Based on
No,
your GIS knowledge, you are already approved. But
thank you.
this is not for me to tell.
So just answering Timothy real quickly, no, we cannot call this map specifically a density map. To perform a density map, we need a different type of information, but we can create a density map using this one. Let me stop sharing my screen. Any more questions? No.
No.
Then, yeah, that's all for me today.
All right. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you again. Good luck on your defense.
Thank you.
Excited to hear back. I'm sure it's going to be good news.
Yes, I hope so.